If you're a player or a content creator, you are welcome. Oh, I see more people funneling in. Thank you guys for joining. Participate by asking questions. Of course, if you are in the chat or in our Discord, feel free to give us questions there. We'll have somebody who's hopefully reading those and pointing them out to me when we have them. If you have any questions, though, feel free to follow our events, safe event policy, and of course, follow the Nerd Rate policy too, which is don't break their stuff and be nice. They are also allowing us to use their beverage mixer over there. So I'm having some nice water, but Diet Coke, all the other sodas are available. No alcohol. We're family friendly, and don't break their things. Great. Next slide, please. And this microphone's really nice. Yes, so just so you know, IGDA is, of course, all volunteers. So thank you to everyone on our board. It's a community organization led by wonderful people here in the game making space in Minnesota. If you have any ideas, if you have anything you want to do to create an event, reach out to any one of these people or just send an email to igda@twincities@gmail.com. And yes, so we're all volunteer board, but we're also a lot of volunteers who help out running events here. So we have our Lane Davis, who handles a lot of our playtest events, Stephen McGregor, who runs some of the special groups, and even Trevor, who just helps board games at like various conventions. So he just helps coordinate a lot of fantastic local events here. So we're also looking for somebody to help run our social media, or if you yourself have an event or want to do something to help contribute, make the community grow, reach out to us. Come talk to me afterwards. We'd love to shake hands again with, I think I know everyone in this room, or have met everyone at least once, except for the little kid. Nice to see you, though. Next page. Oh, yes, right. Become a member. So, of course, we are the International Game Developers Association. We are going to be here to help promote inclusivity, and is one of the world's largest nonprofit organization where all individuals are game makers or content creators of some sort. The nice part is that if you are an official member, you get access to a nice bit of perks, networking opportunities. GDC is coming up soon, so you get a nice little discount if you haven't already bought your very expensive ticket. But there's also a meetup of IGDA at GDC too, so that's a nice way to get network and shake some hands. Last bit, if you do join IGDA, if you want to mark us, the Twin Cities chapter, as your local chapter, we get a little bit of a kickback, which hopefully we'll be able to spend on some supporting of local development of games. So yes, regular event schedule. Can you believe this is the second Wednesday of the month, we are having our game dev meeting. So thank you so much. We have, the host says Beth, that's not true. But yeah, we're having our global game retrospective here at the Nerdery, which is also true for next Wednesday, where we have a playtest event where you can come in, playtest games in person, and also potentially also play the games online, just like Mark and Lane, who would normally host those events. We'll definitely talk more about that as we fully tested out the audio situation here. But then, of course, the fourth Wednesday is going to be the VR HCI presentation demos held at REM 5. So yeah, of course, also you can find us on the YouTube and our Discord link. Go ahead. Yes, you're good. We're good. Special interest groups. We have, of course, the second Friday of every month, which is the networking and social event of the IGDA-ATC Women in Games Gathering. So it's hosted by Beth, who goes over in the St. Paul channel on Discord. And they basically do a little bit of like just talking, networking, and sometimes even playing games like Jackbox. So everyone is welcome there. And on the fourth Saturday is the IGDA-ATC People of Color Get Together. Again, just networking, social events. It's a nice afternoon, evening from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Again, in the Minneapolis room, but also hosted by Stephen McGregor. Of course, yeah, these are not streamed events, but they are optional. Just nice to say to keep up with what's being made locally. Oh yes, if you're interested in creating another SIG, please email us. All right, so yes, the Discord Games channel. So our Discord server has a little bit of a game section. So if you're interested in posting and updates and keeping the community updated on some things you're making, such as Burn Death, Final Strike, Harem Homicide, another locally made game. You can go ahead and request a channel for yourself, where you can, if you don't want to basically make your own server for Discord and you want to just have like a small touch-based community, you can grow that here with us. And then afterwards, when you're ready to break off, you can go ahead and post the link that says, I'm ready to create my own Discord channel. Everyone who's been here, please follow me to this link. Bam, bing, bang, boom. All right. So news, plugs, and announcements. We have our first plugs session. If you would go to the next slide and see who is coming up first. Bradley. Oh, Bradley's not here in person. Yes, he just sent. He unfortunately has something to come up. But if you go ahead and hit play on his video, he has his unnamed arcade cabinet, and you could probably full screen that for this. And I'll mute myself. I suppose I didn't actually have to turn off my microphone, but you can see it's a really cool unnamed arcade cabinet. He tends to feature a lot of locally made games, so things like Vengeance and stuff like that. But yeah, that's exciting. I'll look forward to seeing that next week. Ryan Foss, come on down. Bum, bum, ba-na, ba-na, bum, bum, ba-na, ba-na.
Hi, everybody. I'm not really plugging my thing, but I do play a lot of video games, and I tend to buy a lot of bundles. And I saw this one. I forget what it's called. It's like the best or highest rated bundles or something. It's at fanatical.com. I don't know if you can go to the link or not to show me more. Anyway, alumni of the IGDA Twin Cities group, Space Mace Games, they made Joggernauts back in 2018. If you don't have it, you should get it. You can get it for $1 now. So I just thought I'd say that you should check it out. I've been using this website. It used to be Bundle Stars, and they changed their name to fanatical.com. Yeah, there it is. Just fanatical.com, and if you search for Joggernauts, not Juggernauts, Joggernauts, you'll find it. It's a pretty fun 4-person player game. I just thought I'd promote it for them. I didn't expect to see them here tonight, because they're big and famous now, being on the Switch and everything. So that's all I got.
Applause. Fantastic. Thank you so much. It is good. I love Joggernauts. I went through the launch party, and it was hilarious. I couldn't figure out the one-player mode, but then I did it, and then the game was hard. Next slide. Oh, yeah, VGM Con. Ruby, you're up next. Come on down. Bum, bum, ba-na. Anyways.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ruby, and I am the exhibitor specialist for VGMCon, which stands for Video Game Music Convention. We are going to be hosting a convention April 14th to 16th, so a few months from now, and we are looking for game developers and vendors. So if you're interested in showing off your game, please feel free to message me personally on Discord, or I have some cards so you can get some more information about being a game dev at our con. I would love to see you. We are all total nerds. Thank you.
And thank you. Actually, yeah, I love VGM Con. They have a very cool room called like the Jam Room, or it's kind of like a randomized jam room session where they, so it's like a late night event where they spin a spin wheel, and they have a song genre that's randomly determined, like a boogie or like a, what is it, or like a electro swing or like some sort of disco, and then they play a random song. So it's like, oh, can we make Chemical Plant from Sonic into funk, or into like electro swing? Or can we turn Legend of Zelda into a waltz? And I'm like, they just do it. And it's like, oh, it's always so good. Not always, but it's always funny to watch it. But I highly recommend it. Check out VGM Con. Oh, yeah. Anything else? So this is just an open call for anyone who wants to plug a thing randomly. Is anyone here? Ever raise a hand? No, we're good. All right. Anyone in the chat, I would say if you have something that you want to plug in the chat, feel free to hit a link in the YouTube or throw it into our Discord. We're not going to be able to cover that fully on this stream, but feel free to post things in chat. We'd love to see what you guys are working on. And if we can hit the next slide, David, that'd be fantastic. This is the fun part of like being back in person. Oh, you actually? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. No, I appreciate it. Oh, okay. Oh, we're already at the presentation? Okay. Well, now we are here for our main events presentation. Let's go ahead and jump in. I would say there are 3 people that registered through the Eventbrite, not the Eventbrite, the Sign Up Genius. But if you're also interested in hosting your game, you're welcome to speak out in Discord, and we can go ahead and try and line that up and try and get you an event stage role on the Discord. So you could join us here, and then how that will work is that you'll share your screen on the Discord if you are remote, and that way we'll get you some time to present your game. Why don't we go ahead and do the first people in person first, and then that way we can line up anyone who's remote to do a remote presentation afterwards. Sound good? I like it. Cool. I know somebody is really ready here, sitting in the front row. If you want to go ahead and pull up Zach Gilbertson's slides, I'd love to see a little bit more about his game, Downroute. So Zach, I'll leave it to you.
Hi. Who set speaking to hard mode here? Thank you. Thank you. I don't need the first slide. Hi. How's it going? I'm the first presenter for the Global Game Jam 2023. We made a game called Downroute. It's a game where you play as a route in theme of route. We took it very, very literally. The premise of the game is you control a big route system, but you only control it via when it splits. So it'll split into as it's going down, you can split it and it'll go left and right, and you can keep clicking those routes and they will spread out, and your goal is to get as far down into the earth as you can go. I don't, without the slides, I'm just kind of spitballing here. Yeah, I'm Zach. Thank you. I've been doing game jams for 7 years now, and have a company called Squidland that's currently working on a roguelike deck building card game that will hopefully be at the next playtest. I was joined by a team of 6 other people for our game jam. I got slides. That's the start menu. You can just immediately go to the next slide. This is the team set up right in the center of the space, which thank you, Mark, by the way, for hosting us. Here is all the team. That's me way over in the corner. We got Dalton and Stefan doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the programming. Jose taking care of the beautiful sounding audio. Keenan did all of the level generation, which I think is really, really solid. It makes it feel different every time, which is impressive for a game jam. And other Zach, Captain Zach Tavius, who helped out with keeping us all in, as a production manager, keeping us all in the loop, and did the logo, and also kept us in touch with Alex, who was remote. I have done game jams, particularly global game jams, with remote people before, and it went terribly. Last time we did this, we kind of ended up ignoring the remote person because none of us had time to keep in touch with them. We'd go message them, and then 3 hours later go oh, did they message back? Yeah, immediately, and we've been ignoring it, which was, sucked to do, but I'm sure was even worse for the remote person who got no contact from us. So between Zach and Jose keeping in touch, we actually got all of this, the pixel art done through there, which is a lot of art, and we were able to keep in communication the whole time. So I was really impressed with how well that worked. I think the thing that worked the best for us, I've been doing this for a couple of jams now, is just a process for picking ideas for larger teams. Sometimes it's hard, like everybody comes in with their own ideas and wants something in particular, and it's really hard to like narrow something down, especially when some people are really passionate about their ideas, and it's hard to gauge like how much people actually like a particular idea. Sometimes somebody says something, it makes sense, everybody goes, yep, and then you move on, and nobody even realized how much everybody kind of liked that idea because it just made sense. So the way we do it is for about an hour, we just spitball ideas, write them up on, I brought a chalkboard, and just write down as many ideas as you can. Don't get too into them, short pitches, and then move on to the next idea. The goal is to get as many ideas as you can. And then do an approval voting system after that to see what everybody liked. And that's just, is everybody, or who's okay making this game? And, you know, people raise their hands, okay, 4 people are okay with this, 5 people are okay with this, 6 people are okay with this, and list those ones out. And the top 2 to 4, we did 3 because we can split into 2 teams of 3 ideas, have everybody split up, and then have each group design one of the ideas. Then they can come back with those ideas and do a proper pitch, and now everybody knows that this idea is doable. There's a full game design for this idea, and everybody can look at it a little more clearly as to not just if it's fun, but also if you could possibly do it in 2 days. And then, yeah, vote for everybody's favorite. And then just some video of the gameplay. I briefly described it before, but you are just the root, and as it grows down, you can click it, it splits, and continues infinitely. Just the clicking sound. I don't know where the music went. Yeah. Probably around that. Yeah. Yeah, and really the only change as it goes is it gets faster and faster between each ones. They all kind of wiggle, and I was really impressed with how closely we got it to actually looking like resembling roots, with just how they naturally, organically move, and it ends up being, it's a lot of waiting, but it's pretty compelling because at any moment that root can just shoot to the right and crash into something. Yeah, that's what I got. Check out our Global Game Jam page.
Yeah, I was going to ask questions.
Okay, I'll answer questions. The question was, are those procedural levels? Yeah, it's a game jam, so you know, there was some shortcuts here. They are all randomly generated. It is of like set points, and just, you know, picking between which of the points are actually going to be activated as obstacles, and just picking a random obstacle and then giving it a random rotation. But it's surprising how, for how simplistic a system is, like the levels end up feeling really good, and like kind of do seem like some of them are designed as challenges, and just with the way it works, where most of the difficulty is in the controls being super fast and unwieldy, it doesn't need to be all that well made. Any other questions? That says it. Thank you.
Test, test, test. So we don't have a cool presentation. Oh, nice. Can you still hear me? We were known as Team 2, and we made this filthy, disgusting game called Scalp Invaders. I guess this is what happens when you don't do like a streamlined decision-making process for what you're gonna build. Is it the music or the mic? We'll give it a second. Yeah, I never thought I'd have to hear this many times. Carly, you want to do a dance for us? You can mute the tab. You could mute the tab. Hey, awesome. Okay, so this is, I guess, in contrast, this is what happens when you don't have a streamlined decision process for what kind of game you're going to build. I showed up, and after hearing the Roots theme, I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about head lice. And yeah, I guess the 5 people on our team were cool enough to want to build a gross game like this. And Steven's going to test play it for us. Or Peter, sorry, not Steve. It's sort of an Angry Birds clone. You're launching lice at these pieces of hair on somebody's scalp, and there's bouncy explosive dandruff, and things break into chunks and little bits of lice. The goal is to kill all of the roots, so the little, the bases of the hairs. It's actually kind of hard.
I can grab some, yeah. So I really enjoyed working on this game because of the I've done a lot with physics with this engine in the past, and this game is so simple. It's just a physics environment, and there's a few things that trigger bouncing and some things that explode, and it all came together in such a fun game. Everyone I've showed this to is they love playing it and all that. So this is my 5th or 6th game jam I've done, and this is the first game I've made where people start playing it and they immediately know what's going on and are enjoying themselves. So I feel really good about what we did this weekend. There's the lose.
So we, this is actually my first game jam, and I showed up and met Carlo, and I've mainly used Unity, but he wanted to use Rust and this very small, relatively unknown engine called Bevy, which is made for Rust. And so we did that, and he did most of the programming, I would say, but I was able to jump in and help a little bit with code. I'm Joel, by the way. This is Carlo. And I mostly did the music and sound effects, and then we had Ellen Burns-Johnson doing kind of product management and level design, and just keeping us all on task. And then David, do you know David's last name? A guy named David doing pixel art too, and some code. Do you want to give a pitch about? Do you want to give a pitch about Rust or Bevy?
Yeah, so like Joel said, this was made with Rust. I've been using Rust for game programming for maybe 4 or 5 years now, and I've learned a lot through my experience there. And Bevy, which is the engine we've used, is different than some of the other tools I've used in the past, and it's in that it's really easy to get into. It's really easy to explain how it works to people that are new with it. So it uses ECS, which I know Unity has ECS, or it's getting ECS. I don't know if that's accurate, but something like that. And but that basically means that instead of having like a game loop where you have all the logic, you divide everything up into entity component systems. So systems are just chunks of logic that act on components which make up entities. So it's a little bit of a learning curve to teach that to people who haven't used ECS before, but Joel and David were able to get the hang of it in the game jam, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, if anyone's a Unity programmer, the best pitch I can give you for Rust is that there's no null value in the entire language, which I thought was amazing. We'll just see if you're about to win. All you can do now is just wait till they bounce around. Oh, and I should also, yeah. That's our presentation, but I should also credit Ellen for that animated dancing louse. We were calling them licicles at one point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and actually, so as much as I wanted to present my game, I think this is time to like call out anyone else in the Discord. I didn't see any other chats, correct, for people saying they want to present their game. I'm going to hop back on camera. I didn't see anyone else make a post in their in the Discord that they're interested in seeing the game or showcasing their game. So what I kind of want to move into, or do we have somebody? No? Cool. We could actually just jump into another testing of something for the stream. So what we did on Sunday is that we actually had an immediate game jam, kind of like postmortem there. So what we probably could do here is watch some of that video where I did do my talk about my games that I made there. So I think this is a nice way to segue into the second portion of that. So if you haven't seen our closing ceremony for the game jam, what you could do is just watch that video, and that will be a fun test to see the hybridness of this event. So not saying that I'm going to conclude the stream quite yet. I just want to thank everyone for bearing with us for all the technical difficulties. But this has been a fun first return to in-person meetings, and we look forward to doing another one next week. But yeah, let's go ahead, and I'm going to walk over to the desk and then click on kind of like the stream and just see how the audio checks out. I'm going to switch over to the videos. Yes. closing presentation. Okay, so I'm gonna hop back on the camera just so we can try this out again. Okay, so sounds like with some other technical difficulties going on, why don't we call the stream here today? In that case, what we could do is just go meet up at, I recommended Tavern 23, but if there's anyone who knows of something local, we can raise some hands and go meet at the Postmortem, if you will. But good test stream for everyone. Thank you guys all so much for coming out tonight. We're going to go ahead and close out the stream. We will reconvene afterwards and see how we can figure out the logistics for the playtest meeting. But thank you all so much for coming out. And I think this is a great space. Does everyone agree this is a good space? We should continue having these meetings, right? Yeah, okay. So bear with us as we go back. What is it? Somebody made a great analogy about like not using a muscle for a long time and having to like retrain that muscle. It's been a while since we've done an in-person stream or in-person meeting, so we have to get back into the groove of things. So, but I would call this a great success, despite us having a little technical difficulty with the audio. But I think that's great because, of course, the only way to move forward is to just do the thing. As we all game devs know, you just got to do the thing, right? That's the only way you get better. Don't clear out your ear. You know that's true. Okay, David, will you please send us off? That'd be great. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next week.